morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Tanks and Tuddies, brought to you by Tubbs and Frankie. This week, we've got some recaps we don't really want to get to. Me personally, there's one I'm really not looking forward to. But weekend recap should be fun. It was New Year's, so let's start with you. How was your weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend. I actually worked New Year's Eve. And now you may be thinking, who the hell wants to work New Year's Eve?
Psychopath.
However, I worked with my girlfriend, so I got to spend time with her on New Year's Eve. I got to take Jello shots on the clock. I got to drink champagne at midnight. And I walked out of the place with like $260. So I'm not complaining about my New Year's Eve. I will say, if there's one thing I had to complain about this weekend, it was the gambling. My gambling. I went 1-11 this weekend. I was almost forced into retirement again. But I somehow bounced back and we're good. I'm rolling into the new week. I got a team that on the preface of making the playoffs, not much better. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, do you want me to ask?
Go ahead and ask.
How was your weekend?
So it wasn't bad. I can't complain. I can complain and I will complain, but we'll get to that. Friday, I don't think I did much of anything. Oh, actually, Friday, I drove to Kalamazoo to pick up some friends from the airport. That was okay. We went to the bar after, had a couple drinks. And then Saturday, all day I was nervous. And then, we'll get to the outcome later. But I ended up going to some friends to a New Year's party, and that was a blast. I got obliterated due to the outcome of a certain game. And, we played... You ever played left, right, center, Frankie?
Of course I have.
I never have, and it is so goddamn electric. Oh, my God. We played that all night, because there's about 20, 25 of us there. And it's only $3 a pop, and it's just completely random. You just talk shit, yell, and scream, and my type of party, And then ball dropped, did all the festivities, and then had the worst Uber ride of my life that night, though. I will say that. I had to Uber it's supposed to be about a half-hour drive if I drove myself and I'm not really in a hurry. And my Uber did it in 20 minutes. So you can assume how that ride went.
Nice.
Yeah.
Flying.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude was insane. And I was borderline blackout, so it didn't really matter to me. But when I woke up the next day and I kind of remembered, I was like, holy shit. And then, Sunday I was hurting, so I pretty much slept all day and watched football whenever I woke up for the 25 minutes I stayed awake for. Luckily, I had Monday off. So
I was also hurting Sunday morning, but it wasn't because I was hungover. It was because I was in fucking dress shoes on tile for 12 hours, and I don't know if my legs have ever hurt that bad. It felt like I did a full tough. PR squat workout 3 times on Saturday.
Yeah, that's tough. Luckily, the party I went to was casual, so I didn't have to wear any fancy bullshit. So I will break out a suit here and there, though. Hey, I should have asked you before the show, but do you want to start with the sad stuff so we can just move on from it?
Yeah, let's just do it and get it out of the way.
So I assume everybody saw it last night, but in the Monday Night Football game, holy shit, I don't even know his name. Buffalo safety. He went to make a hit. Damar Hamlin went to make a hit on T. Higgins, and it didn't look bad, maybe a little head action, but he got on the ground, he got up fine, and then out of nowhere he just fell straight backwards. They did CPR on the field for 9 minutes, and they said they found out after that he went into cardiac arrest, and they transported him to the hospital. The game was postponed. So later in Paige's picks, we just did a push for that one. Frankie had a lock on that. That was a push. So, but what are your thoughts on it?
Scariest thing I've ever seen happen. Usually on Mondays I play Xbox and have the game going on my computer. And I had the game going, was in the middle of a Warzone game of all things, and looked over, saw that they were on a commercial break, and I was like, oh, just another commercial, whatever, somebody must have punted. And then I looked back, and they were back, and everybody was like on the field. I was like, oh man, somebody like got injured. So I finished my game, or kept going in my game. All of a sudden, I see my phone's ringing. It's a guy from work that's calling me who, I don't know if he's ever called me. And I was like, why the hell is this dude calling me right now? So I texted him. I was like, what's up? Like, I'm in a game. I'll text you, or like, I'll call you back in a minute. And he immediately texted me and said, dude, somebody's hurt on the field. And I was like, well, I see that somebody is hurt. So finished my game, whatever, and I'm watching, and they show the replay, and I was like, didn't look that bad. So listening and everything, and then they started talking about the CPR, and I was like, holy shit, like, is this guy dying on the field right now? Like, what is going on? And I'll say, like, we've seen a lot of scary injuries this year. You even mentioned it last week, how it was just a lot of injuries this year. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. Well, I shouldn't say that. I hope we don't see anything like that ever again. It's just such a rare thing to happen like that, and the way it happened, it has to literally happen the most perfect time for everything to line up, and just I really hope that dude's okay, because he seems like a great guy. His whole toy drive thing that he does every year, he had a goal for $2,500 this year for his toy drive, and 30 minutes after the injury and everything that happened, there was $1 million that were raised, and I checked it this morning. It was at 3.5 mil that was raised. So awesome to see that. But yeah, I mean, I feel for T. Higgins. I don't think a lot of people are really considering that. T. Higgins is going to be fucked up mentally. Like, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Like, I've never gone through that. But to be involved in a situation like that is just...
scumbags on Twitter.
Yeah.
You got these scumbags on Twitter blaming him like he had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I saw so many tweets like, oh, you deserve the death penalty and you should go to prison. I don't know, maybe they're just trolling, but that's not fucking cool. That dude's probably sad as shit. And, like, those players, like, if it's true, I don't know if you saw this, apparently the NFL wanted the players to go out and warm up for 5 minutes.
Yeah, so...
And if that's true, that's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard of.
Yes. So as I was watching it, they came back and they're like, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were like, yeah, they're going to give the players 5 minutes to warm up, and then we're going to start this game going. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, if this dude is really in the condition that he's in, there is no chance that they are playing this game. Like, literally 0% chance that they're going out there. Bills players are going to be in shambles. They're just not going to. It wouldn't be fair. And then even the Bengals players, like, they watched that happen. T. Higgins was involved in that. There's no chance that those guys are going to go back out there and play. And if you do make them, that is beyond fucked up in every moral standard you could possibly think of. Luckily, they made the right decision and didn't play. But, I mean, to even consider playing that game after that happened without knowing if that guy is literally alive or not, just, yeah, I don't know.
You gotta hope that maybe they didn't have all the info, but they are the NFL, so they should have. And maybe it was just a miscommunication to the booth for Troy to say that, but it's just a shitty situation all the way around. Hopefully he gets better, man, because that was scary as fuck.
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
What do you think? It was weird for me because I'm at the bowling alley, and, like, we have TVs, but not a lot of people watch. You know, you're talking to your buddies, you're bowling. Everybody's eyes were on the TV, and I went to my team, I said, what happened? And then everybody's like, oh, somebody's down. Like, typical, like, not that serious injury. And then I started seeing my group chats blowing up, and I'm like, what the fuck happened here? So I found the video, and I showed everybody, and I'm like, look at this shit. And then it's like, honestly, like the bowling alley went quiet because everybody that bowls is like huge sports fans. So I'm kind of walking around showing people so they know. And then like the craziest part is the rumor mill that swirls. Like there's people looking at their phones and, oh, this says that he might die and blah, blah, blah. Like I was just trying to stay away from it. And luckily it was time to go home. But it's just scary as fuck to see some shit like that, especially like, these dudes are putting on entertainment for us to enjoy, and they're literally like, apparently they're putting their lives on the line. That's the craziest part.
Yeah, and I mean it was cool to see. I don't want to say cool, but you know, all the fans to stick around and how eerily quiet that stadium got. Like I know you weren't listening to it, but as soon as like I found out what was actually happening, I turned off my Xbox. I literally just sat here in my chair, didn't move, just watching the broadcast because I was like, well, like what's gonna happen? I want updates. Like I want to know what's happening, and it sounded like the stadium was empty, but not a single person had left their seat. And I saw tweets all day about how, you know, Bengals fans and Bills fans were hugging each other and crying and praying and linking arms together the entire time while they waited, and how the walk out of the stadium was just very eerie and like kind of just scary, which completely understandable. But it was cool to see two fan bases really come together like that. So,
right. And yeah, the other thing to mention is that like we talked about last week, this year has had so many serious injuries, whether it was a concussion or something like this. And like, it's just like, we're supposed to be advancing the technology of these helmets, you know, and obviously this might not relate to the concussions much, but just a weird year all around. And you got to do something about the field conditions apparently, because it's literally straight concrete under this turf. I saw an article about it. When their heads hit that turf, there's no cushion. It's concrete.
Yeah, and you can improve the helmets as much as you want. That's not going to matter.
No,
it's truly not.
You got to either go back to like the NFLPA, the Players Association, are fighting for natural grass, and that might be what it has to be, because at least it gives you a little bit of cushion. Mm-hmm. Especially with how much better these players are getting, and the improvement in just strength training and how much stronger these guys are getting, how much faster. Like, it's only going to get worse unless they nip it in the bud and figure something out. And it's not through the helmets anymore. It's your fucking fields. I know it looks pretty and blah, 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 but also, like, the ACL injuries, and it's time to change something. So,
yeah. You
got any other thoughts, or do you want to get moving here?
I'm interested to see what happens with this game. They postponed it, and they said that they're not going to make it up this week, which I think is a good choice because, like I said earlier, until you fully know what's going on with that guy, I mean, it's hard to play that game again. And honestly, I don't know if the Bills will go out and play their game this week. Like, I could fully see them canceling that game along with the Bengals. I could see them not playing this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, because you can't make them play. People were saying, "Oh, play Thursday and then play Sunday." That doesn't work. You give them 2 days rest. You can't play next week because then you got playoffs. So it's the NFL, though. They'll figure something out. I'm sure they'll reach out to the teams and have them agree to something. But I think for this game, you might just give them both a tie. I mean, you can't have it be, the final score when the game was postponed. You can't do that.
And it was only 10 minutes in.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see, and hopefully we have an update on it next week. So, but let's get rolling here with these locks and long shots. So, man, this is going to be a sad episode. I might cry, mostly because of fucking my stupid-ass team. Locks. I am 21-14 now on the year. Last week, I had Michigan. I had their spread, 7.5. That obviously did not hit. We'll get into that later. I did throughout the episode, though. I took Bucks money line to fuck with Frankie. That ended up being a W, And I added the Bucks-Chargers moneyline parlay. That was a W as well to go 2-1 on the episode. So that's great.
Did you actually bet it?
I did not bet it. I completely forgot that I even did it to fuck with you. I wish I did, though, because that Bucks-Chargers parlay was probably pretty decent.
Yeah.
But this week, I think the Jags absolutely destroy the Titans. The Titans don't have a defense. They're starting Josh Dobbs, who, don't get me wrong, he didn't look.
Tell me why it just thundered and lightninged outside of my house in the middle of December in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Because it's 45 degrees today and rainy.
Fair point.
I'm telling you, man, it's that Michigan weather, bro. I'm sure Wisconsin has something similar, but they're just bipolar. Anyways, before you rudely interrupted me, I think the Jags roll this week. I'm going to take a -6.5 as my lock. The winner gets into the playoffs, and the Titans have just not looked good. The Jags have been hot as fuck, so I'm going to roll with the hot hand there. Long shots, honestly, be careful with that one, though. Fuck. Titans might cover because it's a chance to go to the playoffs. Derrick Henry can make a statement. Oh, I want to change that. Nope, we're rolling with it. Long shots, I'm 11-17. As you guys know, Michigan has no chance to win the championship. So this week, even though my do not bet list has something related to this later on, keep an eye out for that, but we're going to take the Tubbs' Heart parlay. The Rams money line over Seattle at 425 and the Lions money line over the Packers Sunday Night Football for the Lions to go to the playoffs. I don't suggest betting this. It's just fun, and it'll be a double winner if my team makes the playoffs. So tell me about your locks and long shots there, buddy.
So my locks, I had 3 last week. I am now 14-13-2. I had a pretty good week. Got the push on the Bengals, obviously. I took TCU plus 7.5. That one, I didn't bet it in person. I feel like an idiot because I did take Michigan. Just not their spread. I took their money line. Just completely went against all of my morals and everything that I said. And yeah, so we got a win there. Then I had the Packers money line or spread, whatever Jake wants to give me. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was a win. This week, I'm taking the Packers -4.5. We got the Lions. Lions don't mean nothing. In Lambeau, Monday night.
Oh.
Rodgers on some fuck
Sunday
shit.
night.
Sorry, Sunday night. Rodgers on some fuck shit again. We're going to cruise into the playoffs.
I will say I am if right now I'm not nervous because the Seahawks have to lose, right? And if they don't lose, the game means nothing. It's a win-win because we'll either get a better pick or we keep you out of the playoffs, right? But if the Seahawks lose, I will be shitting bricks because the Packers are scary right now. And they're doing that fucking thing where they look like a 15-win team, even though they were 3-6 at one point. It is fucking scary, and I'm not ready for it. And I don't know if my heart will be able to take it if we miss out a chance on the playoffs because of Aaron fucking Rodgers. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. My long shots. This week's long shots were quite heartbreaking, to say the least. Had the Rams money line. That did not hit. I had the Panthers money line. That did also not hit. Although it was close. Panthers did blow that game. I'm checking on the score. Oh, yeah, 24-30. They were up most of the game. Got outscored 20-10 in the fourth quarter and lost. And then I had TCU plus 7.5 Michigan money line. What a hit that would have been if Michigan could have pulled that out. But Michigan did not, so that's a loss. 8-20-3. Long shot's not looking good. I have 2 this week. So we're going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, kind of choose your own destiny. Jake's got the Rams and the Lions money line for his Tubbs heart parlay. So I'm going to cook up a Frankie's heart parlay. Real juicy. Rams money line, Packers money line. Pick who you want to go to the playoffs. Now, when I was making this, Jake said to me, the Rams doesn't matter to you. And I said, you're right, they don't. But I don't want to play the Lions when they don't have a chance to go to the playoffs. I'd much rather play a Lions team that does have a chance to go to the playoffs. So that way, it's not only a my heart parlay, but it's a breaking Jake's heart parlay as well.
What a such a fucking asshole. That's so rude, dude. So fucking rude.
And then
I hope we break Roger's clavicle.
And then I'm gonna go in there.
I hope we break his fucking clavicle.
And I'm just gonna twist the knife and throw a little bit of salt in there. And I have another long shot. It's Packers -10 and over 55.5 in the game. I'm expecting a 45. 45 to. We'll give them 14. 45-14 win for the Packers. So, would you like to add anything here?
Yep. I'm currently cooking up I'm calling it the Tubbs backup plan. We're taking Seahawks money line and oh man, I was gonna do Packers, but fuck that. Lions money line. So the backup plan is the Lions have no chance to make the playoffs, but we still get to break Frankie's heart. So that's that one. Seahawks money line, Lions money line. Go ahead and cook that one up.
So are you gonna count 2 losses next week then?
If they both lose, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, it's a full long shot.
Are we watching that game in person?
No, I got to work on that Monday, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not. I mean, Sunday Night Football, that's gonna be fucking electric, but
sounds scared, but yeah.
I won't be able to. No, dude, if I watched it with you, I wouldn't get home till like 12:30, and then I gotta go to work the next day. Fuck that. I'll just FaceTime you when we stomp on your grave.
You're just calling sick. I mean, you're basically gonna be sick to your stomach anyways, so.
I probably would be. I'd be like, listen, boss, it ain't gonna happen today. The Lions broke my heart, so I'm heartbroken, or I'm got a heartache.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fucking dumb. College football. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Michigan fucking broke my heart, man. They did not look good early, and I just kept telling myself we're a second half team, we're a second half team, we're a second half team. And TCU just did not fucking slow down. We could not stop those fat, chubby fucking frogs. And it annoys the fuck out of me because this is 2 years in a row now we've gotten there, and we just lose. We underperform, too. The Georgia game, we couldn't run the ball. This game, we didn't run the ball. You can't rely on the pass game, even though you kind of could. I was telling my dad while we were watching, I'm like, dude, it's a Big 12 defense. They're going to get beat in the air. And they did. And I think the most unfortunate part of it is that I'm not at all excusing the way Michigan played, and this doesn't make a big difference, but it's just salt in the wound for me, honestly. And it's that Roman Wilson call when he was down at the half-yard line. What did you, bias aside, did you think he was short, or did you think that was a touchdown? You were working, weren't you?
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie, the game was on. Must have been busy at that point. Don't remember it.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to try to do this unbiased, and honestly I am.
As you explain, I'll look for the video.
It's early in the game. I don't remember the score, but J.J. McCarthy had Roman Wilson wide open. He hit him in stride. Roman Wilson is falling down as he catches the ball, and his ass lands at the half-yard line, but he didn't have possession of the ball, and he fell into the end zone and gathered possession. They called it a touchdown on the field, and of course they reviewed it.
I saw that play. They didn't call it a touchdown? The helicopter?
No, they called him short, and No. The helicopter was a touchdown. That's later.
Oh, okay.
No, so they called him short.
Oh,
the very next play, Michigan ran a run, and they fumbled, and TCU recovered it for a touchback. And that's a big swing
I saw
in a
that play.
game.
I didn't realize that they called him short.
Yeah, so they called it a touchdown initially, and then they reviewed it, and they said he was short. And we lost our minds. But, of course, what Michigan fan is like, oh, we can't punch it in first and goal at the half-yard line, and they fucking fumbled it. And let me tell you, this game, if Blake Corum doesn't get injured, this game's completely different.
I was going to ask
We could still lose because we still might have lost because we might have committed to the run too much, but they had two situations. That first drive, 4th and goal from the 2, and they ran a Philly special. Let's let the tight end throw it. What the fuck was that, dude? If Blake Corum's in there, we score right there. At first and goal from the half-yard line, Blake Corum punches that in too. Like, it's just a shitty game. But
I have one more question.
You got to give it to TCU. Okay, that's fine, but let me get this off. Max Duggan is a fucking dog. This dude, he was taking shots the whole game. And he's bleeding, he's limping, and he's still just making throws, and they torched our defense, man. They had 600 total yards or some shit. So I'm not excusing Michigan's loss, but it's just shitty that they. How many times am I gonna say shitty? That's what it was. It was fucking shitty. It's just shitty that we lost that way. But it was New Year's. Thank God it was the 4:00 game and not the 8:00 game. Let me tell you that. What's your last question?
The targeting. I'm not sure if it would have mattered. Thoughts?
So, my thought is it wouldn't have mattered. They still would have had to go. What?
I think it was 45 yards. Yeah.
But JJ's got an arm. I mean, he could have thrown one up. But in that situation, if it was not Michigan TCU, say it was TCU Georgia playing, same exact scenario. Georgia's got the ball driving. I would be arguing that you could not call targeting in that situation. That would be my argument as a unbiased fan. Obviously, as a Michigan fan, I was fucking livid, but I did accept the fact that that's a big spot to call that fucking targeting. But I am fucking confused on what targeting is. Because then did you see in the Ohio State-Georgia game, the one on Marvin Harrison?
Yeah.
I mean, that's targeting too, and they didn't call that. So they got some shit to figure out. I mean, the review system's fucked. There was a couple in the Michigan game, and then the targeting's fucked, but Michigan still had 45, 50 yards to go with one play.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought it was a targeting, but I wasn't sure if it really would have mattered at that point. I mean, anything can happen, but yeah, I don't know. The targeting that wasn't called in the OSU game 100% should have been a targeting, though. And I hate Ohio State.
I do too, but take the bias out, that was targeting. But I will say, Michigan lost, right? Shitty. But I went over to that party. I got blasted. And then the ball drops, so we couldn't have the game on because all the girls are like, we got to watch the ball drop. We got to watch the ball drop. So my buddy gets it on his phone, and we're watching. The ball's dropping, so of course you got to do some smooching. So we get that done, and I'm like, what happened? What happened? And they were showing the replay. Is that the worst game-winning field goal attempt of all time, or what?
I mean, it was 50 yards, but...
It was 50 yards, but...
It was also 50 yards left.
That thing was a whole another goalpost left.
Okay, so you were watching it on your phone.
Yeah.
I was watching it live as the ball dropped. The kick got kicked at the 3-second mark of the ball drop.
I know.
There was no better way to ring in the new year than watching Ohio State lose.
That was exactly what I said. I said, look, Michigan broke my heart. I ended the year shitty, but I'm starting the new year great with an Ohio State loss in a heartbreaking fashion. So that's why I'm not like sitting here screaming about how bad we played, because that made me so fucking happy.
I will say Georgia did not deserve to win that game.
You know what drives me nuts too? And I'm trying not to think about it this way because it sucks. But you look at how Ohio State kept it close with Georgia, right? And they kind of dominated. Michigan dominated Ohio State. If Michigan would have got past TCU, I would not have been as afraid of Georgia. And maybe that would have been a bad thing, though, because my expectations would have got high. And it's still Georgia. But honestly, I'm the biggest TCU fan ever now. So I mean, I rolled them all season.
Yeah, so I have a lock and a long shot for that game. Do you want me to add it to this week's or wait until next week?
Yeah. No, because the game's Monday next week, so we record on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So another lock this week, TCU plus 13.5. There's no way TCU should be 13.5 point underdogs.
Add that to mine, too.
Long shot, TCU money line.
I honestly, I was thinking
their offense is electric. I don't know how good Georgia's offense actually is, other than the run game. I think they might pull it off. I'm gonna throw it out there just in case.
Dude, TCU's strength is their run defense because they shut down Edwards. I mean, he had that one big one at the start, but after that, dude, there was nothing there. I mean, 5-6 yards here or there. But I think if they shut down Georgia's run game, they'll have a chance. And that's what they need to literally – they need to game plan that game like they did Michigan, because Michigan and Georgia's offenses are very similar.
I agree.
I think it'll be a fun national championship. Michigan, Ohio State, the fact that almost was a thing is insane. I'm just really glad that Michigan came back and didn't get blown out, or else I would probably be pretty pissed. But let's fly through these here. Mississippi State with the
it's the cover of the year.
Let's say it this way. Illinois with the bad beat of the year. Illinois was plus 3.5 on most sports books as that game was starting. Mississippi State kicks a field goal to go up 3 with, 7 seconds left. Illinois does the old pitch plays. They're trying to get it going. They have one bad one. Mississippi State picks it up and runs it all the way back to cover the spread. Absolutely disgusting. But it was really cool. They had, instead of the basic M on their helmet, they threw a pirate flag from Mike Leach. That was pretty cool to see. And I also want to talk about my bad beat. A little segue here. I did a parlay yesterday just because I was like, Monday football, why not? I took Mississippi State minus 3.5. Yeah, great bowl games. I did Mississippi State minus 3.5, so I was a benefactor of that insane cover. And I was like, okay, this shit's hitting now. And then I had LSU minus 15.5 and the over 54.5. Those both hit. I had Penn State money line. That ended up hitting. And the last leg, it wasn't the last leg, but it was USC on the money line. And they just melted down. It was disgusting. They were up 15 with 5 to go, 5:40 to go. Tulane scores at about the 5:30 mark to make it 45-37, 8-point lead. USC is catching the kick, and he's running from the center of the field out to the sideline. And I'm like, homeboy, leave it. It's either a touchback or it goes out of bounds. And he lets it hit his fingertips, and it goes out of bounds at the 1. Right then and there, I started sweating. I said, oh, fuck, this is bad. And then one play, they barely get out of the end zone. Next play, safety. And I'm like...
And on that safety, they lined up from shotgun to run the ball up the middle.
Shotgun, delayed handoff, too. Like, they fucking... it looked like a read play for Caleb Williams. It's
yeah,
like,
I did not understand that at all.
Like, line up, and first of all, they were at, like, the half-yard line. Sneak it to get a little bit of room. Just a little bit. Then maybe throw it. You've been torching them with your throws all game. But anyways, long story short, Tulane had 2 fourth-down conversions on their last drive, and a non-call targeting.
Well, USC's
a targeting that wasn't called.
USC's inability to tackle showed up again.
Yeah,
so
Jesus Christ, dude. So then Tulane won 46-45. If I didn't have money on the game, I would have been like, wow, great game. That was so much fun. But no, I had USC, and they cost me by big parlay. Like I said, Penn State rolled, but Utah lost their starting quarterback. That game would have been a lot more fun if he didn't get hurt. He got hurt when it was a 7-point game, then Penn State just went off. Why don't you go ahead and get your Wisconsin news out, and then we'll get into some NFL.
Yeah, Wisconsin welcomed new head coach Luke Fickell with a nice dub. Sent Jim Leonard off on his happy trails. I'm not going to lie, I did not watch a single second of that game. Kicked off at 10:15 on a Tuesday night. I was 100% in bed, but we did beat Oklahoma State 24-17, and I'm pretty sure, we sealed it with an interception. So defense is back. Oh, also, news. We got a quarterback. And you may be thinking, you said that the last 3 weeks. I did. We got another. We now have 4 4-star quarterbacks on our roster. And if my math is right, that leads to 16 stars of quarterbacks. I think after 1 year, we might have 4 stars worth of quarterbacks left. Very nervous. Not sure how you run a 4-quarterback system. Maybe 1 per down. One's your first down quarterback. One's your second down quarterback. Third down quarterback, and then your fourth down emergency quarterback. So maybe that's what we're going with. I'm not really sure.
1 quarterback per down.
I don't know where this is going to go.
How do you game plan for 4 quarterbacks? You can't.
You don't. Yeah.
You can't.
I'd
but
rather
they
have
also
too much
won't be able to
talent.
get in a rhythm.
I'd rather have too much talent than not enough talent, but also having too much talent becomes a problem at some point. And I think it might be reaching the point where it might be a problem.
If this was the NFL, you'd have a whole lot of trade capital.
We'd have a lot of tight ends.
Yeah. before we get to NFL, I forgot to write this down, but the rumor is that Jim Harbaugh will be leaving Michigan if he gets an NFL coaching offer.
Yeah, he's gone.
And at first when we were talking about this, I try not to put much shit into this because it's been 2 years in a row now where Michigan had a disappointing season the 1 year and then last year disappointing end. And there was rumors he was interviewing, and it never happened. And he said he's not going to leave, right? So when we were first talking about it, I was like, whatever, not worried about it. Then today, I saw 2 Michigan reporters, which are like, those are the ones I trust. I don't trust The Athletic. I don't give a fuck about The Athletic, right? But these guys said, I see a lot of you guys who are like me and don't want to believe this, and you're not putting much stock into it. Well, I would believe it. And that freaked me the fuck out. Because he just brought in all these transfers. You got JJ. You got, we're still a good team. But you throw a new coach in there and you already missed out on the top available coaches. What are you going to do? You can't, if we could have got Luke Fickell, that would have been awesome. He's gone. Matt Rule, great coach, gone. What are you going to go try to, there's not, what's Les Miles up to these days? Because he was rumored 10 years ago and he never came. What's Brady Hoke up to?
I was going to say, you could go get Brady Hoke.
That fucking guy. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see as that develops. I don't want him to go. I think he's a good coach.
Next year. That's
Broncos, and then I saw Panthers. I saw Panthers today, too, if the Broncos don't offer it. If he wants an NFL job, he's going to get one. He's been to a Super Bowl. So I don't want him to leave, though. When you get a good college football coach, you don't want them to go. And I think Harbaugh's a good coach. We've been on the up and up the last 2 years. We just got all these transfers. So whoever comes in, we still should be a good football team unless they absolutely fuck it. But we'll see. It'll be scary seeing the transfers. It'll be interesting to see. Also, if he leaves, you already know you're going to be seeing some Cade McNamara tweets. Oh, told you, blah, blah, blah. I fucking hate that guy. We kind of got to go quick on NFL here. So let's focus on the Lions-Packers, and then everything else will kind of fly through, yeah?
Okay.
So let me go off first, and then you can go off. The Lions absolutely shit on the Bears. I just want to mention this guy here. I don't think I've ever brought him up on the show. James Houston is a fucking animal. He was a 6th-round pick. He's played in 6 games this year, and he leads all rookies with 8 sacks in 6 games. And, dude, I'll have to find the TikTok to send it to you. I think I forgot to send it to you. I saw a guy on TikTok break him down and, analyze in slow-mo what he does, and it's fucking nasty. Very exciting stuff there. Oh, and guess what? Rookies, sacks, right behind him by a half is Hutch. Next closest is 5.5 sacks. So defense is looking like we got a little rush start, and it's just, is he going to be able to stay healthy? Obviously, he's only played 6 games. So not much else to say other than that, but we're looking good. It's going to be an exciting week. Why don't you go ahead and talk about the Packers, and then we'll do a little preview.
Yeah, the Packers shit on the Vikings. It just was plain and simple. I mean, we got to see Jordan Love. If that says much, Jordan Love should be the starter,
played?
But yeah, he came in the fourth quarter. He threw 3 passes,
I didn't even know
2 for 3 for 9 yards. Pretty good, if I say so myself.
I didn't even know he played.
Yeah, my favorite part of the game. So, fantasy football championships were this week. I had Justin Jefferson. Now, I'm not going to lie, before the matchup started, I was very nervous. I was projected to win by 20, but all of my players had horrible matchups this week. Was very nervous. Justin Jefferson against the Packers was my biggest worry. Justin Jefferson and Jair Alexander have been going back and forth all week. Jair Alexander seemed like he was getting a lot of heat from the media just about how he's an okay cornerback. Not true. Very good cornerback. One of the best cornerbacks in the league. And Justin Jefferson deactivated all of his social media before the games come Sunday. We held Justin Jefferson to 1 catch for 15 yards. And
Jair had one of the coldest moments I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely shit on Justin Jefferson's chest. Justin Jefferson's known for the gritty. First pass breakup Jair Alexander had. He hits the dirtiest gritty I've ever seen in Justin Jefferson's face, who's laying on the ground next to him. Just
Dude, it was
absolutely
so
disgusting.
cold. And Jefferson was pissed.
Every right to be pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't even throw it his way. They were throwing double and triple coverage on him every play. And
dude,
Kirk is not a great quarterback when it's not 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
The set of nuts you got to have on you, though, to hit the gritty on the first pass breakup halfway through the first quarter. And then you shut him down for one catch for 15 yards. Now, I do want to say, and then I'll let you keep going, it wasn't all Jair. You did double and triple team him.
Yeah.
But it takes some talent to be able to double team / triple team a guy and still not allow other passes. So you can keep going, though. Sorry, I just want to get those.
Well, and then our offense just rolled. Aaron Rodgers didn't even play great. And I think he wasn't hitting his passes. The run game looked phenomenal. Aaron Jones, fully healthy. I'm glad to see that we traded for him again, got him back. But yeah, I mean, just the best part about the gritty too was Al Michaels and Tony Romo were commentating, and Alexander hit the gritty, and Al Michaels goes, oh, and Alexander hits the gritty on him, and I was like, oh my god.
No, did you?
It was so funny.
I think it was Tony. He said the griddle.
Did he?
Said
really?
He hit the griddle.
No. Yeah. That's embarrassing. But yeah, no.
He goes,
he's
hitting the griddle. He's hitting the griddle, Al.
Great game. Winning, we're in this week. I do have a list of potential playoff matchups for when we're playing in the playoffs in next week. So, actually, this does affect you too, in case Rodgers dies and Christian Watson dies and Aaron Jones dies and Matt LaFleur just can't make it to the game. So if Philly, Dallas, San Fran, and Minnesota all win, then the winner of the Packers-Lions game plays San Fran. If San Fran, Dallas win and Philly loses, then the winner plays Dallas. If Minnesota wins, San Fran loses, then we play Minnesota. And if San Fran wins and then Dallas, Philly, and Minnesota lose, we play Philly.
I think Minnesota's the team that you want to play because for both of us, you just shit on their chest, and the Lions beat them last time they played. So,
I think I'd rather play Dallas.
Nope. Give me Minnesota all day.
You guys can take Minnesota. Dallas. I would personally rather play Dallas in the first round, just knowing what Rodgers has done to Dallas in the past.
That's true. I'd want Minnesota. I think we have their number. That first game we blew it, and then the second game we pretty much had them. So. Little preview here quick. Are you done? Sorry, I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Cut you off. So we were going to see this game together, but it ended up being Sunday Night Football, as we said earlier. That would have been absolutely bonkers, but we'll know if this game. I mean, this game matters no matter what for me, but we'll see if it matters for the team. The Seahawks play at 4, but the weather. I was curious about that. It's going to be 32 degrees. I can't get hourly on this app because it's a piece of shit, but 32 low of 24. 32 low of 24, not too bad. Doesn't look like any snow or rain. What about the wind? 6 miles an hour wind.
Don't worry, I got you.
Shouldn't be too bad of a game.
Saturday, Sunday at 8 p.m., 28 degrees, 0% precipitation, 7 mile an hour winds. Yeah, feels like 21.
Listen, the Packers have a huge advantage because the Lions play indoors. The last time they played when it was cold was against the Panthers. So I really wish this game was at home. But listen, if you want to make the playoffs, you got to deal with some shit. So this is your chance to prove it. Either way, it was a successful season, though. We were 1-6, and now we have a chance to go to the playoffs. So I'm happy either way. I take that back, actually. If we lose and Rodgers gets in, I'll be fucking furious. So I wish we just would have beat the fucking Panthers because
you're lucky.
It would be we'd be in right now.
You're lucky that your entire weekend was not ruined last weekend, because you could have had your entire weekend just ruined last weekend
if the Lions lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions losing last weekend wouldn't have hurt as bad. I would have been like, well, at least we're not playing for anything. We could beat Rodgers. It'll hurt more this weekend if they lose. But we should get a decent pick from the Rams. So either way, I'm going to fly through these. Chime in if you want. I just wanted to get it off my chest that the Jets are absolute fucking stupid bitches. If they would have beat the Seahawks, then this would be a win and in situation, and it would have been even more electric. But they fucking suck. Mike White sucks. He probably rushed back. I do like Mike White, but they fucked us. Geno looks good right now, too, which is scary. Kenneth Walker's back. Their defense looks like they might have figured it out, but it is Mike White. So Tom Brady sneaks into yet another playoff. They're going to be there's a chance that they're under 500 and they get in, right? If they lose this weekend, they're 8-9.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just disgusting. I mean, I wish the Lions could play in a division like that. But
I'm afraid to overlook Tom Brady in the playoffs. But I just don't think they're good.
I think their defense has gotten so much worse from their Super Bowl, and Brady has aged, and it shows. But they have all the weapons to make a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've got playoff Lenny, Mike Evans, Godwin, Julio. Their O-line is garbage, though, so we'll see how that goes.
It's really bad, yeah.
You put a note in here. Are the Broncos frisky with their new coach, or are the Chiefs just not as good as we think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that Russ might be back down to real life. Like, not crazy, weird Russ, because I didn't personally see it, but I heard that. So I guess I didn't watch any of this game, but I guess that the Broncos players were like really getting behind Russ, like backing him up and everything, and like finally looked like they were all on the same page. And then I guess Russ like broke down crying in his press conference after the game and was like talking about like how much he loved the guys and everything, which isn't exactly what we've seen from Russ, but like he looked good from what I mean, he went 26 for 38, 222 yards and a touchdown, plus he also ran for 27 yards and 2 touchdowns, which he hasn't ran all year. Right. So for him to finally be doing what he was doing in Seattle, I don't know. I think they might be decent. And if they get Jim Harbaugh as a coach... Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Fuck you. God damn it. Yeah, I think they just needed some chemistry. And I think it wasn't there for a while. And but the Chiefs are still good. Their offense is still good. I just think their defense, like I said a few weeks ago, pat on the back, Jake, not very good. Not very good defense. So I think Mahomes will be good enough to carry them. I think they can make the Super Bowl. But with the Bills and the Bengals, and you got the Chargers will be frisky. Who's the other team in the AFC out there? There's one more good one out there I'm missing. Oh, you got the Ravens will be in. They're not.
Bengals.
I can't believe the Ravens are in. I already said the Bengals.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, you got Bengals, Bills, Chargers, and Chiefs. That will be fun to see. Another point of yours, Gardner Minshew is not good. Fool Frankie.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, after last week, I thought Gardner Minshew was still good and that he could probably go start.
Did.
I thought that maybe he could go start. Turns out he can't. He's not good. He threw 18 for 32. I don't think they had a first down in the first half. One interception. He didn't look good. Like, he wasn't good.
No.
And
he looked bad.
Another player I had on my fantasy team, A.J. Brown. Very lucky that he caught a 78-yard touchdown because he only went for 4 receptions for 97 yards. Apparently, Devonta Smith is Gardner Minshew's favorite receiver. He threw to him 13 times. Gardner Minshew, I think if he has to start more games, the Eagles are doomed.
Yep. I think it'll be interesting. I didn't write this down either. The Eagles have not locked up the bye week yet, and that would be massive for Jalen Hurts if they can lock that up. But that's still open. Who is it? It's the Cowboys have a chance at it, don't they?
Yep.
The Vikings did until they lost, but I think if do they play each other this week or no?
I'm bringing it up right now. I don't think they play each other.
No, I think it's the opposite. But if the Cowboys win and Eagles lose, the Cowboys would have the bye week, I believe.
The Eagles play the Giants. Cowboys play the Commanders. So, I mean, if Gardner has to start against the Giants, there's potential that the Giants could win. Like, not a lot, but Danny Dimes has looked good recently. Cowboys probably aren't going to lose to the Commanders. Especially not if Carson Wentz starts.
Right. Brock Purdy, I don't know if I said this last week, but he might be good, and it's weird.
You did, you did say that last week.
I foolishly, my bad. I foolishly tweeted that if the Niners win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, I will shave my head. So I'm a little scared of that now because it looks like, I mean, I knew their defense was awesome, but Brock Purdy made some plays on Sunday. I watched the rest of that game where it was just like, holy shit. The Jags, they're my lock this week, and I'm rolling with it. They got absolutely shit on by the Lions at home. I think the Lions won like 40-14 or something, and the Jags have won out since then with some big wins, and now they're playing for a chance at the playoffs. So apparently you just got to get shit on by the Lions, and then you figure it out. There's another team that did that, the Packers.
Oh, crazy.
The Steelers still have a chance at the playoffs, which is crazy. The Steelers with Kenny Pickett, they just continue to win games that they probably shouldn't. They obviously need a lot to happen. They need New England to lose and the Dolphins to lose, and they need to win, I think is what it is. Or no, because New England plays the Dolphins. Do the Steelers have the tiebreaker with the Dolphins? Or no, the Patriots play the Bills.
Yeah, Patriots play the Patriots play and they
Dolphins play the Jets.
Yes.
So so the Steelers need the Dolphins and Patriots to lose, and then if they win, they'll be 9-8 and they'll make the playoffs. Mike Tomlin has a chance to keep his above 500 streak alive, which is nuts. Anything else? Are you ready to go?
I'm good.
All right. Paige's picks. So I did some thinking since we're in the last week here. And at some point when I was totaling up records, I missed a game. So we're one short. And it matters right now. It might not. If it doesn't matter next week, I'm not looking. But if it does, I'll have it figured out by the show. Right now, Frankie went 8-7-1. We gave ourselves all a tie for that Bills-Bengals game. Frankie's at 145-107-3. I went 11-4-1 last week, 145-107-3. So we're tied at the top. Paige has little to no chance to get in, or to get into the top spot. She went 7-8-1 last week. She's 134-118-3 on the year. Great year picking games. Unless she goes 0 for this week, she'll be above 500, which is very impressive. Even though my dog could do it, but I will check tape if it matters. But if the winner has a 2-game lead or more, I'm not even going to look into it. I don't even care. So let's fly through these, though, since we're going long. By the way, for you guys, listen up. We love doing this, and we did this for you. We paid extra last month because we went over our allowed minutes on our podcasts. So for all 10 of you that listen to us, maybe support us, That broke the bank a little bit. I'm just kidding. But we're going to fly through these. Chiefs at Raiders.
Paige has the Chiefs. I'm also taking the Chiefs.
Man, I thought about it with Stidham and how bad the Chiefs have looked, but the Chiefs will be playing for that bye week, so I'm going to take the Chiefs. Titans at the Jags.
Paige added a little extra this week. She said Titans might actually win, but the Jags' uniforms are better, so Jags. I'm also taking the Jags. I think the Jags pull this one out. I'm assuming you're taking the Jags.
Yep, they're my lock. Ravens at the Bengals.
Paige says the Bengals aren't playing. I also said Bengals if they play.
Wait, so she's taking the Bengals if they play or what?
She just said that this game's not happening. So she says the Bengals.
But I got the Bengals as well, I guess, if they play. Bucks at the Falcons.
Paige has the Falcons. I wasn't sure. I think the Bucks might sit their starters. I'm going to go Falcons.
I told myself I was going to take the opposite of what you said because I got 2 toss-up games this week. But I agree with you. I think the Bucks sit their starters. They have nothing to play for. I guess maybe seeding because if the Bucks and Lions both got
the real question is Kyle Trask better than Tom Brady?
Did the Packers play the Bucks this year?
Yeah, we beat them.
So you would have the tiebreaker. So the Bucks really have nothing to play for unless the Lions got in. They might have a tiebreaker there. So I'll take the Falcons. Sorry for taking so long. Give me the Falcons. Patriots at the Bills if this game happens.
Yep, Paige said Bills aren't playing, so we're giving her the Bills. I said the Bills if they play.
I'll take the Bills as well.
I think that's a huge heart game if they do play.
Absolutely. If they do play, they'll be rallying around their boy. Vikings at the Bears.
Paige has the Vikings. I'm also taking the Vikings. Bears are going for the draft pick.
Vikings. Was that game at 4, though? Uh-oh. No, Vikings. I can't take the Bears. They were so bad.
That game
Texans at the Colts.
That game is at 1, so yeah.
Okay, primetime Kirk. All right, Texans at Colts. Or not primetime Kirk.
Paige said, can't decide. Colts, ? I'm taking the Texans. Texans are frisky.
God fucking damn it, bro. I took the Texans, too, and I'm rolling with it because the Colts have never looked worse.
Agreed.
God damn. Have we agreed on every single one so far?
Yes.
Oh, God. What if we agree all the way down? Okay, let's just see.
I don't know if we will.
Jets at Dolphins.
Paige says Dolphins with the screech. I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Jets are dead to me, so give me the Dolphins. Panthers at Saints, another one of my toss-up games.
Paige is taking the Saints. Now, mind games came into this one for me.
Okay.
Because I thought about it, and I remembered you said, I'm never betting on the Saints as long as they start Andy Dalton and not Jameis.
Yep.
So I'm going to take the Panthers.
Okay.
Force your hand a little bit.
This is my other fucking toss-up game. I told myself I'd probably take the opposite of what you did. Well, actually, I already know that we're not going to agree on the last one. So, fuck. Give me the Saints. Give me the fucking Saints. Fuck the Panthers. They're dead to me. There we go. Our first disagreement. Thank God. Browns at Steelers. We might disagree here too.
Paige has the Browns. I'm going to take the Steelers.
I am too. I want to see him try to sneak in.
They're playing for a playoff spot. The Browns are not.
Yeah. Browns don't have shit to play for. Oh, by the way, live update. MSU is smoking Nebraska right now.
Yikes. I have Nebraska.
I'm about to check the score. I just received a text, though, that they are kicking ass. Let's see. Sorry, next one while I look at this. Chargers at the Broncos. Did I say I'm taking the Steelers? I did.
Yeah, you did.
Chargers at the Broncos.
Paige has the Broncos. I don't hate it. I'm taking the Broncos.
Really? Okay. Give me the Chargers. I think they're playing for an easier playoff matchup. I think they won't sit their starters, so I'll take the Chargers there. By the way, MSU is, they're beating up on them, but they're not kicking ass. They're up 13, so you're still safe.
All right.
Giants at the Eagles.
Paige has the Giants. I want to play the if so-and-so starts, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to take the Eagles because I think that they have more to play for. Okay. I think the Giants might sit their starters.
Really?
They can't move spots in playoffs. The only thing that they can do is fuck up the Eagles. But then they'd be helping the Cowboys.
Fuck.
So it's kind of a lose-lose. Like if they...
Do you think they'd help a division? Fuck. This
either way, they're helping a division opponent because they're either helping the Cowboys or the Eagles.
That's true. Fuck, the Eagles are playing for a bye week, dude. Even if it is Minshew, he realizes how big of a moment that is. I'm taking the Eagles. I had the Giants initially, but just the fact that they might sit their starters in there, they are playing for a bye week, so that's fucking massive when it comes to playoffs. Cardinals at the Niners.
Paige took the Cardinals. I don't think the 49ers can sit Brock Purdy because I don't know who their backup is. So I'm going to take the 49ers.
Who is the backup out there?
I think it's Josh Johnson, to be honest with you.
Oh, fuck.
I think that's their fourth stringer.
Yeah, I've got the Niners. Even if they do sit a couple guys, that defense is so stacked, the Cardinals won't move the ball. Rams at Seahawks.
Although, you know what I just thought of?
What's that?
I think I'm going to... No, I'm not. It's J.J. Watt's last game.
So, they have no offense.
I'm going to stick with the 49ers, but that's a keep an eye on it game.
Ooh. Rams at Seahawks. I'm interested to see what you do here.
Paige was smart. She went with the Rams. I got to stick with the heart parlay. Going with the Rams.
I'm obviously going to take the Rams as well. Cowboys at Commanders.
I'm taking the Cowboys. Paige is taking the Cowboys.
I've got the Cowboys as well. That's an easy one. Lions at Packers. What's Paige got?
So funny you say that. I asked her and I said, last one, Lions Packers. She just started laughing and gave a very scared look. And she said, now, this is in quotes, personally, I think both teams suck. And I don't want to make a decision because both fans might be at my house Sunday watching the game. So I'll make my own pick in a separate note and talk to you about it on Sunday.
Oh, a sleeper pick. A mystery pick. Dang.
Yeah, and we both know who we're taking, so.
Yeah, I've got the Lions. I'm sure you have the Packers.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what Paige does there. I think she's going to take the Lions. I don't know, though.
I'm interested.
Don't influence it.
I won't. I didn't.
Okay?
I didn't.
All right, let's hit this do not bet list quick and then get into some roulette. We're on a hot streak there, boys. Hot streak. For me, I've got USC clearly, and I'm trying to nail it down. I need to stop betting on the teams that I support because it's a double loser whenever it loses. I bet on Michigan. I took their money line live because I was like, we're going to come back. Then they lost, and I lost my money. Fuck that. I'm never betting on my teams again. What do you got?
You probably shouldn't bet on the Lions this week then. I
won't be touching them.
Michigan on my do not bet list, obviously. And then I put college football in general, but that's just going to have a watch on it for this week because, there's only one more relevant college football game to really bet on. So.
Right.
After next week, it's officially on the do not bet list for about 6 months.
There you go.
Right.
Did Paige get a number this week?
She did not.
Okay. So what are you doing? Are you doing 5 numbers?
I can.
It's up to you. I'm not trying to force you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. 5 numbers.
Gotta know what I should be shooting for here. So I'm gonna choose 2 and you do 3.
Oh, I was gonna say the other way around, but that's.
Oh, you want me to do 3?
Yeah,
no, that's fine. I'll do 3.
3.
I'll do 3 all day. I'll do 3. I want 3. Give me 3. Give me 3. Give me the number 3. I want the number 36, and I want.
We're in a spin right now. Hold up.
I want 17. 3, 17, 36. I went with just random weird numbers.
So 7 and 18 were the lightning numbers this last round.
Ooh.
3, 17, and 36 is what you're going to take?
Yeah. All red, baby. All red. It's exciting.
23.
We're on a hot streak. Fuck, that's one of our go-tos, isn't it?
Yeah.
While you're getting it in there, 3, 17, 36.
17, 36. I'm going to go 24 and 30. We have $15 left. Give me one more number.
4.
Got it. I added 10 and 4.
Okay.
We have 7 numbers.
We are on a hot streak. We did the math. What was it? It was 5 of the last 7.
Oh, my God. 4 lightning numbers. 5 lightning numbers. 8, 16, 28, 32, and 33. None of our numbers.
None of our numbers? Oh, my God. That's disgusting.
And it's in the wheel.
5 numbers.
29.
Oh, we lost?
We lost.
Damn, that was so fast. I don't know what to do with my hands
really
right now.
quick.
That's disappointing. Was
the
it
number?
one of
The
numbers
ball
I hit?
just the ball just dropped right in. That was
Oh,
rigged.
that's suspect.
Rigged.
That's suspect. Rigged. Wow, 5 lightning numbers. I don't know if I've seen that. Yeah, so, hey, to wrap up, we will not be getting together like we initially thought, unfortunately, but it is Sunday Night Football, so that will be electric. I'm sure there will be some tweets flying around on the Sunday of. I know that I'll be tweeting some shit from our account, so keep an eye out for that. But, hey, you got anything else to say?
Go Pack, go.
Do you want to take that back right now?
Nope.
You know what? Here's what we should both say. Go Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. Go Rams. All right. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend. Say some tanks, adore some tutties. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review. Go check out the Twitter. Check out Twitter. We've been throwing out some fun shit lately, so check that out. We'll see you next week.
Peace.